Welcome back to Sims Complete. Getting ready for week 3 of the NFL football schedule. I'm Matt Sims alongside Phil Sims, big guy. A lot of talk around town right now is about our boy Tom Brady and what's going on with him as the Jackie Moon of the NFL. He's an owner, he's a broadcaster, he's a player, all that. He's doing everything all at one time. But you can give us, I think, a really unique perspective because you're a former player turned broadcaster, did it for over 20 years, and just give us a little inkling as far as what it's like to be in those rooms preparing for a game later to happen that Sunday.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'd like just to do 1 week in Tom Brady's life to see what it really is like. It looks pretty good. I don't think it would disappoint me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, I'd like to be paid every week like he is, but that's another thing.
That's right.
But I don't even know where to begin with this. Some people say it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal if you want to, I'm not going to make it into one. But what do you learn by going to practice on Fridays before Sunday games? And what do teams do, Matt, on Fridays before a game? They rehearse what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And it's usually right in the order that they're going to show you in the game. Right. So I'd stand there and go, oh, New England's doing an out and up. It's on the first play of their move the field.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're going to throw it to Vrabel when they get inside the 5-yard line. I mean, it was endless, this stuff.
Right.
And seeing guys, what routes they were running and all that. So that was one thing. And then the other is sitting in the meetings, and I did so many New England games, and really all teams and all players really kind of open up to you. They'll tell you things. I go, wow. I would just go, whoever it is. I say, I didn't even think of that, but I'm going to use it because that's really good.
Yeah.
And the coaches, you always have a good relationship with the coaches, and they're going to tell you things like, listen, that D line they got's really not that good. So we're going to run it. Well, I expect us to run it right down their throat.
Yeah. And
so all that, saying all that, and then as soon as I come on the air, I'm going, well, when this team, I think when I watch everything, I think they can run the ball, so I'm stealing information without giving them credit. And a lot of times that's the way the coaches want it. And the same with players. So I don't know. I loved practice, both sides of the ball, see the blitzing, who's going to do what, who's going to cover. And of course, the offense, like I said, and you were in many Friday practices. You rehearse what you want to do in the game and all those situations. And to me, it was great to know, a great feeling to know that I'm really going to be telling the truth, not just my thoughts. And I think somebody said it on TV, Mike Florio with your brother Christopher.
Yeah.
Said that Holly, who is a writer, I can't think of his first name right now, works up in New England. He was sitting in one of our production meetings with Belichick, and he wrote, I can't believe how technical and how much stuff they say to each other. So Belichick, kind of like, his way of doing, come on, Sims. Come on.
Yeah.
This quarterback, come on. Or whatever, come on, who are we talking about? It was. And the other thing is, Bill Belichick was by far the hardest one to interview because of just this. You better know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah. And
you better not bring anything up that's false to him, because he'll call you out on it. He might not ever talk to you again because you didn't do enough work getting ready for the game. Mm-hmm. And so that was always a lot of fun. And of course, a lot of the coaches, Matt, would say, I got some things I want to tell you, but I don't want to do it in front of the group.
Right.
And so I would call them that night on the phone before they'd go out to dinner or whatever and have a 20, 30-minute conversation. It was awesome. I miss that. I really do.
I know. And that's, probably one of the best parts about your former job, right, is being able to kind of get a peek behind the curtain as far as how the team feels about themselves, what the coaches are saying, fact, reality, what's true, what's not, all that. Now, do you feel like for Brady, is there some sort of line? Do you think that it is unethical, or do you think that it's too difficult for Brady to take that information and then to actually make it useful for an advantage for the Raiders?
Yeah, I don't think so. It wouldn't worry me. I know some of the coaches, Ben Johnson said something about it or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention to it because, Yeah, I think Tom Brady is seeing I would just guess we saw him in the booth. He knows the offense, I'm sure, all that. He learned it all, but he's kind of just putting maybe every once in a while he just says, hey, the left corner, maybe. I don't know if he did that. Maybe he just wanted to hear what was going on.
Right.
And then maybe have advice once the game is over. But, overall, I'm not making a big deal of it. There's nothing there that scares me.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe in the production meeting, if he was there live or even on Zoom, I would be somewhat careful so nothing can get, where he could say something where I want it to be, if I'm going to give him information, I want to make sure he has it and he can say it the right way.
Right.
I hope I answered that.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. And really just giving him more information that he could maybe figure out in his own research and maybe not kind of all the other details or some of the other stuff that maybe he might not notice on the surface level. But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that you see it in a way like it's not detrimental, right, to the teams that they're playing in a lot of ways. Do you also feel like, I had this thought, is it even possible really for Tom Brady with all the things that he has going on in his life to be able to go to these meetings, then go sit down, talk to Pete Carroll and all that? And I know that it's like Tom Brady, Pete Carroll, and they say, hey, like, it's great to have Tom Brady there, but to be there and to really invest a lot of time and effort into it, I just feel like it sounds nice in the media, but to actually work out in these meeting rooms, I feel like it's just a little over the top. I think it's a little too difficult to actually do it. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Not even questioning. Yeah, he's there and he's a sounding board or whatever they say, and that's all great. That might be true. But for him to go into an offensive meeting and sit there going, guys, I think you need to start doing this and all that. No, I can't imagine that's happening because unless he's there, just like a coach, all week, going to practice and seeing how we're applying it to the field and how does it look against the scout team where the other team is trying to show us what they're going to do and to make all those decisions and to be part of that. Hey, if he wants to come in every morning at 6:00, put those sweats on and go digging into that stuff, then yeah, I would listen to him. But otherwise, it's just your thoughts on a surface. The surface. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Listen, I would say this, I would never try to do it and try to be part of the coaching staff in that way or anything. But sometimes I can just see me doing it and I leave the room. They go, God damn, he doesn't know nothing.
Right.
I don't know. It's a really interesting thing. And I know he loves what he does in the booth. I'm sure he loves hanging around and being part of the process there with the Raiders, but it would be nothing that would concern me if I was the opposing coach or team.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things. Of course, it's a great advantage, right, to have him at surface level right there supporting the franchise, all that, what's going on. Of course, the knowledge and just the experience, of course. But to be there and to really be into the weeds and to actually know what the problems that Patrick Graham and Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll are solving on a day-to-day basis, I think is a little difficult. And I feel like we kind of say like, oh yeah, Tom's going to tell him all these secrets. It's like he could say a bunch of stuff, but to actually implement this stuff or to know it or to see the pattern or to recognize how to attack it, that's a whole nother thing in itself too, that I feel like is, it's a little difficult to actually say that he's doing these things and giving them a strategic advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole thing about this would be, to me, for him to maybe, if I was in it, I think I would push away from the Raiders and really dig into what I'm doing on TV.
Yeah,
because people do want to hear what he has to say.
That's
right.
He
knows what he's talking about. In fact, sometimes when I listen to him, maybe last week or maybe it was week one, I go, "Wow, he's getting too deep into the weeds."
Yeah, right.
Because fans. I don't know if I ever did. I didn't ever say, oh, they're in cover 2. We got a 5 technique. And hell, I don't even know what a 5 technique is. I heard my whole career. But, those kind of things. Remember who you're talking to is the fans. Never make it complicated. Talk in their language. And the more information you get, the more you can do that. So
and it's difficult to do that in the short period of time that you have, right? Between plays to actually go into the weeds with what you're discussing. And that's why I feel like it's some announcers, when they get excited, it's like they're making a point about a play that was 4 plays ago. And it's like, that's great, but I'm already here in the present moment what's going on. So it is a very difficult thing to do for these broadcasters. Yeah, really interesting though, Big Guy. I really appreciate your insight on that. And I mean, I think it's nice for us to talk about, but to actually for it to be like super beneficial to the Raiders. You know where it's beneficial is he's going to be able to call bullshit on whether or not you're running your offense the right way, or whether or not you handled a critical situation, or some of the game plan things, or that, like the management and just the overarching concept. I feel like he would be a great way to be like, oh yeah, they totally dropped the ball here. So that's where I feel like for the Raiders, they're getting a great advantage or a disadvantage, knowing that they have a guy that knows just as much as the coaching staff as far as just basic football stuff, right? And how it should look for a football team. All right. Well, hey,
if I could do anything, if I was the Raiders, I would just, and listen, you know what? We love Geno Smith.
Yeah.
But Tom, how's the arm? Is it still got it? If it, I mean, come on. Hey, that would clarify a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because there he was the last year. I've said this many times. He was throwing the ball harder and maybe as good as he threw it his whole career in his last year in Tampa. So, but he can't pass that along.
No, he can't. He can't
has to keep that to himself. So
yeah, for sure.
Good. So we got some big games we want to talk about. So who we going to hit first?
Yeah, so we got some great games coming up this weekend. And, of course, some of these games will be tied into the quarterback situations that are taking place. And just a friendly reminder, too, that this show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is a supporter of Sims Complete and the Believe Network. We really appreciate FanDuel for all their support, and we're going to break down some of the odds, right, and who's favored in some of these games. So let's start with the Cincinnati Bengals. They're traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings. The Vikings are a 3-point favorite at the current moment, and we're going to see a battle of 2 backup quarterbacks. J.J. McCarthy banged up a week ago, and also Joe Burrow out for the season with his turf toe injury. So we got Browning versus Wentz in this battle between the Bengals and the Vikings. Big Guy, your thoughts, like who gets the advantage here? Is there advantage? What do you expect to see from this game, week 3, 2 backups already in the starting lineup?
Well, Jake Browning, we've seen enough of him playing on the field to know that he can be the guy that can win the game for you.
Right.
I think it was 2 years ago. He was 5-5 as a starter, and I thought he at times played really, really well. His problem is going to be just this. They're going to Minnesota, and everybody keeps talking about Cincinnati's defense. Let me tell you, the pass protection for the quarterback, it has been awful the first 2 games. Awful.
Right.
And, how are we going to get that straightened out? And what do we, now we got to be careful. We don't want Jake Browning. Let's don't just go crazy and throw it every down. Because if he gets hurt, then, wow, when you start going to the third quarterback, you're in trouble. But
you could say that for both teams right now, struggling to protect their quarterbacks, right? I mean, Minnesota's got some issues. Cincinnati, they have their issues. I mean, both teams too. I know you're not a fan of this, but their pro football focus ratings not very good, right, in pass protection this year so far. So just leave it at that.
That's good. I like it. Look, hey, it's like being an announcer. Let's get a little information and get a lot of information. We'll decide what's right and wrong.
Right,
and we're going to have help doing that. But the other side of it is this guy. His name is Brian Flores. Man, okay? I would not want to face that dude up in Minnesota. It's really interesting watching. Of course, I love his demeanor on the sideline. He looks like he's going, all right, who am I going to fight? I'm going to fight somebody. And he's kind of stoic. And then you just go, you're watching the game, and you go, well, what's going on? He's not being as clever. And all of a sudden, the avalanche hits, man.
Yeah.
And once he finds your weakness, they tear it up. And that's the big thing about this game. And Carson Wentz, I know I just heard on TV, I'm still in it. Whoever I heard it from, maybe it was Adam Schefter, that he practiced before this week, one day for whatever it was, and the ball never hit the ground.
Yeah.
And, okay, it's our guys. Nobody's going to try too hard to knock it down, whatever. But it does kind of say something about him and everything. So I'm kind of going with Carson Wentz over Jake Browning. But Brian Flores, to me, is the big difference. The Cincy defense is actually playing better than the Cincy offense in my eyes.
Okay.
So I'll take Minnesota all the way in this clash.
Taking Minnesota. Okay. And this is a tough one to pick because, of course, on both sides, you have some of the better receivers in the entire league going up against each other. And that's where you see Jake Browning. Hey, he's able to at least keep the explosive aspect of what the Bengals going forward. Right. Some beautiful throws to Chase, to T. Higgins. So those are amazing. Tinsley with his one-handed catch. That was phenomenal. And then, of course, on their side, we get to see Carson Wentz throwing the football to Justin Jefferson, right, and Naylor and that whole receiving core, and that's going to be exciting. Big concern, though, is really just the health of the Minnesota Vikings offensive line as it stands right now. Ryan Kelly, questionable with his concussion. Donovan Jackson, questionable. We know Darrisaw's out. Skull, who was the backup for Darrisaw, he got banged up in the football game. So we really have, I feel like, a very thin offensive line for the Minnesota Vikings going into this one, but you still feel like despite all of that, you would still favor the Vikings in this one.
Yes, I will, because I know how that goes. All these, what you're talking about, I wouldn't be surprised if all of them are still starting on Sunday.
Right.
Because here we are on Thursday. You know how these injury reports come. Oh, he died. We don't think he's going to make it. No, he's good. He's going to play. I mean, that's how it goes. Yeah. So I'm just going with the coaching. I think Carson Wentz is going to be a little bit of a lift to the team. It's going to make Kevin O'Connell feel a little more relaxed, knowing he can kind of call it the way he sees it and not trying to do it around the quarterback so much, which he did with J.J. McCarthy. Right. Nothing against J.J. McCarthy, but, to me, physically throwing the football, it hasn't been good.
Right.
And he corrected it, and he got a benefit of the doubt because of 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against Chicago. Well, last week, man, that was work. It was unbelievable how hard it was. And so a lot of things. I won't be shocked if the Bengals can find a way to win, but I really do expect Minnesota to win because the quarterback, the coach, and the D coordinator. And I didn't look at the injury report, Matt. I think the other thing, Van Ginkel.
Yes, still questionable. Yes.
Questionable.
Yeah, and Jonathan Grenard as well.
And Grenard.
Now, the one thing, too, is Dallas Turner looked pretty good the other night, right? He looks like he's starting to figure it out. So that's exciting for Minnesota. Wasn't really productive a year ago, but credit to Brian Flores and the team for, this guy is going to get more opportunities now with these injuries on the defensive side. So we'll see how much play he is going to get. But I'm with you. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings as well. Home football team. You're right. I still believe that Carson Wentz and this offense is going to be almost kind of like a boost or just a reset button. I think JJ may be a little overwhelmed. Just, the difference with JJ is, of course, is his first time being a starter in the NFL. The last time that he played football, it was a balance. Let's face it, he was on the best football team in college football. That's really what it comes down to. Right. And he really just had to manage the game. In the NFL, there are times where you really have to be the guy. And I do feel like at times it overwhelmed a little bit. And he does seem like for right now, he's playing a little bit small because of that. Right. It's hard for him to just really be confident, to cut it loose and to be super aggressive because he's not quite sure what he's seeing yet. So maybe this injury will kind of be a benefit to him to kind of take it. Hey, learned a lot from those first 2 weeks. Let's reset. Let's get healthy and let's see what Carson Wentz can do and learn from Carson Wentz as he takes over as the starting quarterback for this time period. Yeah.
I agree. JJ, look, being out, calm down. Relax, learn a little more, feel comfortable, even know more about the game when you get back in there, and it'll be fine. But it was an extremely rough start. So let's move on.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna go Rams, Eagles.
Wow,
oh my God, Rams, Eagles, 1 o'clock, a rematch of last year's playoff battle. And man, I'm pumped about this football game. I don't really know where to start, but let's start with the obvious, and that's Stafford versus Hurts. And 2 guys that are asked to do completely different things for their football team, but they get it done each and every week. Big guy. What do you think? Who is the better football team this time around in this matchup?
Well, I got to see it to believe it. You know what I mean by that? I mean, I want to see the play match, find a way to win the game. That's when I'll believe it with the Rams.
Yeah.
Hey, look, their O-line's playing well. They got pass rushers on the defensive side. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, and then Kyron Williams. Man, I mean, they got some players on both sides. They got, and I love doing this every week. I kind of count up the
numbers.
I
like Jordan Whittington a lot too. The young man from Texas, and of course Devontae Adams is looks damn good in this Sean McVay offense.
Well, yeah, and of course, well, first off, yeah, he's excited. He's got a guy that's making just one great throw after another, getting hit, whatever, doing it. So yeah, Devontae Adams, it's like I say, it's a real offense, in other words. And I think I said to you, not even on doing a podcast or anything, I said, Sean McVay he's hitting it.
He is.
In other words, he walked into the room one day and goes, got a lot of new ideas. Here we go. Come on. It's what I feel like that watching them. And the game can be rough and whatever, but the Rams, they're in Los Angeles, but damn, they're tough.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
They're tough.
They are tough.
My other thought is this. The receivers for Philadelphia, I would just say, good for you. You haven't caused a stir yet. It's got to be brewing. When you're A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, I mean, come on, Matt. They want to see, at least give me 7 chances a game. Just throw the ball. I don't care if I'm triple team. Just throw it. I'll knock it down for you. Just let me get in the game.
Right.
And when you watch it, it's amazing. It is almost identical to the offense I saw last year and the play calls and everything. Sooner or later, you got to get your quarterback, get him in the flow of the game, and you got to get these receivers going too. O-line still good. I would say the one thing that's different for the Rams and the Eagles here, this will be my last point, is that the Eagles defensive front is not the same as it was last year.
Yeah, it's clear.
It's really good. It's still really good, but it's not the same. And when that D-line is not the same, that's going to affect everybody on the defensive side. And
it's odd to say, but I feel like the Los Angeles Rams defense right now is the better looking, faster, younger football team as a whole. Now, the Phillies secondary is still a young group that's super talented and, of course, going to be difficult. But I lean more towards, first of all, too, the Eagles are 3.5-point favorites at the current moment. I think the LA Rams are the better football team at this time right now. And I really say that more so just like, I don't know if the 2 Philly victories and the way that they played offensively, if they can do that against the Rams. If the Rams score early and they're aggressive and you can see they're kind of cutting up the secondary and they're able to protect Matt Stafford, that will force Hurts and the offense and Patullo to get outside of that comfort zone that they've been here the first 2 weeks of the year. So I'm very excited to see if the Rams can push them out of that, like, we'll control the pace of the game, we'll run the football, we'll throw 60 checkdowns, we don't have to do anything, eventually we'll win. And I feel like I favor the away team here with the LA Rams in this one.
Yeah, I understand you saying that. I think that after what we've seen in 2 weeks, I just think the Eagles are going to open it up. And they don't even have to do new things. Just do more of what you did last year.
Right.
I mean, God almighty, I would watch, here comes the under by the outside receiver, the over by the slot receiver. Let's cross each other and see if we can run 2 guys into each other to get open. Hand it to Saquon. But downfield throws, you play him man-to-man. He's going to – one thing Jalen Hurts can do, he can heave that ball high in the air and drop it in.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's one of the best, 50-50 throwers in the NFL right now. He's kind of got that Russell Wilson, it's going to be an opportunity no matter what every time that he throws those 50-50s. But I'm excited to see Jared Verse against this offensive lineman, Kobe Turner, Brian Young, both of those guys, all 3 of those guys, are playing really well. Cam Curl and Cameron Kitchens, just to me, I said it last week, I think 2 of the most underrated safeties in the league and probably one of the best safety duos other than Atlanta and their young cats in the back end. So I'm just excited to see this matchup. A lot of good young football players on the field. Of course, the Rams being so close a year ago and the Eagles being the Super Bowl champion. So you're picking the Eagles, right, Big Guy?
I'm going to pick the Eagles, yes.
All right, Big Guy's got the Eagles. I'm going with the LA Rams to get a little revenge. All right, on the Philadelphia Eagles from a year ago. All right, so now let's go to the Steelers at the Patriots.
Oh, man.
Steelers are 1.5-point favorites at the current moment, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. This is an interesting matchup. What are your thoughts about Steelers Patriots and what this game might look like?
Well, this would be the week to throw it against the Pats defense. I mean, that's what Aaron Rodgers. Let's see. Let me start with the Steelers. The offensive line's playing awful. They can't run the ball. The defense is not playing well at all.
Terrible.
I mean, yeah, and they're not protecting Aaron Rodgers. Man, that was he.
All that being said, though, they still had opportunities to really win that game, and that snafu on the kickoff was really, I feel like, just one of those plays that was just like, it's going to get away from us now.
Yeah,
it's a one-score game at that point.
Yeah, I know, but it changes for everybody. I always remember that. Yeah, okay, it affects your plays. Well, it affects our plays too, but I understand what you're saying there. I watched the game yesterday, and I literally was watching just going, oh my gosh, this is the Steelers. Just giving up plays and not even close to what I expect. And then there's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Matt, he threw some of the most ridiculously great throws. I mean, the guy can just stand there like this with his hand and just go 40 yards. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he needs those big old grippers because he's running for his life back there. It's amazing. There's Aaron Rodgers. He's going to be 42 or whatever. And he's going, damn, I never have taken beatings like this in my life. And it's just not good. And so can they protect him? Can they make the play? Really, and can the Steelers defense just get going? And Drake May, after 2 games, he's crushing it. He's absolutely crushing it. And they're running the ball a little bit. And, I kind of like the direction that the New England Patriots are going with Josh McDaniel and Mike Vrabel. They can stop the run, but boy, the New England Patriots, they're getting shredded too in the passing game on the defensive side. But it's going to be fun. I can't wait to watch it. Steelers and Patriots, it kind of gets me going there.
It does.
You do your thing, and then I'll tell you who I like. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to add just, some stats, right, to back up what you said earlier. So Patriots defense, you're exactly right. They are really good at stopping the run. They're 3rd in the league right now in rush defense. Overall, they're 25th. They're 32nd in the league in passing defense. So the Steelers, who are struggling themselves offensively to run the football, pass offense has been kind of decent, right? It's middle of the road right now, but that is where they're hanging their hat, right? Is Aaron Rodgers dropping back and throwing it. Steelers defense, let's do that. Wow, rush defense, 28th in the league. Pass defense, 23rd in the league. Overall, they're 29th, right? So it's really unbelievable. And meanwhile, the Patriots offense doing a good job. Overall, they're 14th. Pass is 10th in the league, and the rush is only 23rd. But Drake May and Aaron Rodgers, the old guy, the young guy, really the calling cards for both offenses right now. We have seen, though, the Steelers that got cut up on the ground against both teams that they played, the Jets and the Seattle Seahawks. So maybe this is a good week for the Patriots to feel good about their running attack and getting some of their young guys involved.
Yeah, the Patriots, they can stop the run because the teams are going, well, why should we run? We can throw it.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty easy over there.
That's right. That's right.
So sometimes these numbers, I just go, okay, that number's a great number, but why is it really great or good or anything? But yeah, it's interesting. Mike Vrabel, I'm kind of watching when I watched their game last week. I was just kind of watching it, seeing if I could get the Vrabel effect. Just
what's that?
Just watching him on the sidelines, and how about him running down the sideline?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, he can still run.
Yeah.
But, he's sooner or later going to take over this team, and they're going to be who he wants them to be.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget what he said to me, and I've said it many times to you. He's coaching the Tennessee Titans, and he goes, it's not just X's and O's, man. You got to relate to these players.
Yeah.
And you got to be with them to make this really work. And I'm sure he's still working on that. And, he's coaching them tough.
No doubt. Yeah. And that stuff takes time. That's a development. It's a constant ongoing and unfolding of just getting to know your team and what people do well and how to manage them the proper way.
Hey, Matt, coach that we believe in, great organization.
Yeah.
We got the quarterback. I don't need to see a great year from Drake May. I'm done. I like him. He's a franchise quarterback. This is not luck what he did last year in these first 2 games.
Yeah.
It looked easy for him when he plays. Dang. And I worried about his throwing coming out of the draft. And like, man, he throws some. I go, what the hell was that? And I haven't seen.
But I don't know what he's done, but it doesn't look the same as it did a year ago. So clearly he cleaned that up. So there was an obvious hitch last year, and that's okay. That was part of our evaluation. But clearly this year it's a little different. It's not. It's a much cleaner motion. He's definitely having more control over the football and how he's throwing.
Yep. So okay.
All right, who you got, player? Go. Let's hear
it. I'm taking New England.
I'm taking New England too.
Yeah. I'm taking New England.
I'm going with New England. There's a lot that I want to be like, oh yeah, I like the Steelers here, but I just not quite so sure. Not so fast, my friend. So I'm going to go with the Patriots in that one as well. All right, so now let's move forward.
Okay,
we got one of the more exciting matchups I think over the weekend, and that's the Broncos going up against the Chargers, and the Chargers are 2.5-point favorites at the moment. But we got Broncos Chargers this weekend. Big guy, Hey, how impressed are you with Justin Herbert, Greg Roman, and how this offense has looked to start the football season?
I like it a lot. I'm extremely impressed. I thought they kind of had it where they were going to blow out the Raiders, but they couldn't. Raiders got some toughness. They never stopped playing hard. And the Raiders, to me, the big worry there is Ashton Jeffney going to be the guy. I think that's one. And I saw him on TV today. Give me the damn ball and let's see if I'll show you. Right. So he never has gotten in rhythm in the game in the first 2. But what I've watched, and I don't know what you think or whatever, I don't know if we've talked about it, I don't see the explosion yet.
Yeah.
So maybe he's reading too much. I mean, I can't imagine what goes through a running back's head when they see these defenses and everybody's so fast and aggressive. But that's one thing.
But what about the Chargers and their offense too? And just how about their young running back in Amari and Hampton and how he's looked so far this season?
He looks good. They got an offensive line that's set now. They got a running back that's set. They got guys to throw it to. They got the machine back there. And he is truly a machine.
Who's the machine, big guy?
Well, Justin Herbert. Man, I mean, just smoking it. I mean, has he thrown a pass? Does he know what a wobbler is? Could he just throw the ball that wobbles once?
Nope.
But his downfield throwing, that's where they're really excelling, I think. It's the other night. What was that, in the third quarter or the first half?
Yeah.
The deep crosser, the old man, he just waits. And then when he throws it, he just rips it in there, and it's always on target. So, and it's kind of funny. Watching the press on TV, which I do, and all that, and everybody's like, what's he done? He's never won in the playoffs. They always got to give me that crap.
Of course, yeah.
I don't know why he didn't beat the Houston Texans last year. The fact that he was getting destroyed every pass play, but let's don't count that. You got to just win it on yourself.
That's right. That's right.
But it's good. It's an exciting game.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, Sean Payton. The defense, I would think the defense for the Denver Broncos, my first thought is they got to be a little disappointed in how they played these 2 games.
Well, that's I think the scariest part for the Chargers is the fact that the Broncos have definitely, especially last week, did not play up to par with what their talent is on the defense side of the football. Way too many easy opportunities for Daniel Jones in that football game. It really just seemed like Daniel Jones was in complete control, was never really, I feel like, forced to throw something errant or into tough coverage.
Right.
Too many wide open opportunities. And of course, like last week when I mentioned to you, I mean, Jonathan Taylor out of the flat, you're playing man coverage and no one's within 50 yards of one of the best running backs in the NFL. That's a huge concern for me. If you're playing man coverage, you forget about the most important running back on the football team. But that's where I think this is interesting, because if there is a game to kind of just, hey, let's reset and let's really focus on this really good football team and kick their butt. I mean, this would be it, especially after a really disappointing loss a week ago.
Yeah, the couple of things. One, I always look at running backs every year as the season starts, and I go, and I don't know, it's just me. I believe I'm doing the right thing. I just go, he's lost a little bit of speed. It's like, oh, he's a half a step slower. And I guess my point would be in Jonathan Taylor, he's not as fast as he was last year. He's much faster. Holy Christ. No, I mean, that's when I watched the game, I was like, damn, is he fast?
Yeah.
He's going against a fast defense. And he was impressive. It's like he hasn't lost a step, still fresh. They're using him really, really well.
Yeah.
And of course, we've talked about it many times, even on Sunday night. Daniel Jones making good reads, a lot of good throws, and we'll see if he can keep it up. Daniel Jones, by him, but the game. All right, who are you going to pick for the game? That's what.
So for this one, I'm very conflicted, but I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'm going to stick with the Chargers because I just feel like they got a good groove. Bo Nix, of course, I think the world of Bo Nix, but he just hasn't quite put it together yet, and I have a hard time believing that he's going to put it together against the LA Chargers and what they've been doing defensively and how fast they've been playing, right? So I'm going to lean towards the Chargers. I expect the Chargers offensive line to be able to handle a lot of the different looks that Vance Joseph, is going to run defensively. I think Greg Roman also will do a good job of protecting Justin Herbert with some max protection, play action type of stuff. Quentin Johnston's emergence as just being a big, strong, vertical threat down the field adds a whole nother layer of just difficulty to defend this team. So I'm going to go with the Chargers at home, who are 2.5-point favorites in this one.
I was going to say, what's the spread? 2.5?
2.5, yeah.
Yeah. I like both teams, and as a fan, I like rooting for these two teams.
Yeah.
I like the coaches. I like everything about them.
It's got a good look on TV, Yeah.
And you're right. And the one thing that scares me a little bit, not scares me, but I'm talking about the Broncos. Bo Nix hasn't had that great game, but he's also played pretty well in both of them too. And his movement, getting him out of the pocket. I mean, hey, listen, I can say this to the Chargers. When it's inside the 5, he's going to turn and act like he's handed off to the running back to the left. He's going to run to the right and throw a touchdown pass in the corner. It's every damn game.
Yeah.
Right? What is that play called? You try to teach high school guys this. What's it called?
What, like exactly
he
what? Like
fakes it there's a running back
to the same side?
Yeah, he fakes it to the left.
Yeah.
Turns, and the fullback or whoever it is on the right or somebody coming across.
Like a boot play. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little boot.
Yeah.
And it's just it's stealing. And they throw for a damn touchdown, it seems like every game.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if you were talking because they're very good at the roll right pass too, where it's like they fake to the same side that they're faking the running back to, and he goes into the flat and no one covers it. That's another one of those plays where it's like it's damn near 100%. So, all right. Yeah, well, we know Bo Nix going to throw a touchdown on a boot pass, according to Phil Simms. So we got that. All right. Are you taking the Broncos? You taking the Chargers? Did you say?
No, I haven't said.
All right, let's go, bro. Come on.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I was thinking, well, do I want to do opposite of you? Because you can't pick them worth a damn either.
Thanks, big guy. Appreciate it.
I just wanted to hear your response.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Chargers too.
Okay.
So I think I took everything chalk, didn't I? I didn't take any upsets.
You took everything chalk?
Chalk.
All right. Okay.
Somebody from Moorhead called me today, and I had it on speaker.
Yeah.
And your mother and my wife was in here with somebody else, and she goes, "Well, Phil, how you?" And they start laughing. I go, "Shut up."
Yeah. It's Pheel. Yeah.
Oh man, her accent is so thick. And, oh my gosh. Phil?
Yeah.
Phil.
So, all right. Well, yeah. Hey, that's how it is. So now, last game that we're going to discuss.
We got another one?
Oh, what? We got to say one quick word about the Chiefs and the Giants, man.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, come on. Tell me, how did the Giants pull up the upset on the Chiefs, who are 5.5-point favorites over the New York Giants? The Giants are home, man. Prime time.
You know
what's looking better.
The offense. Now the defense can't stop running nothing. It's unbelievable.
Well, it's a good week because I don't know if the Kansas City Chiefs know how to do anything well on offense yet. So it's a good opportunity for us, I feel like.
And the Chiefs, if you're a Kansas City fan, you have to go, wow, we're only 5-point favorites against the Giants who,
I think Chiefs fans would be even shocked that they're even favorites at all in this one after what they've seen.
Yeah, well, boy, you're hitting them a little harder than I would. But
I guess I am. I guess I just look at the Chiefs and I'm just like, nothing. All right, Spags in the defense, like it. The offense to me is like, Man, do I have to? Do we really have to break this down? It's the same story that it's been the past 3 years. You guys look a little slow. It's still the same offense where Patrick Mahomes sets up in shotgun every play. Yellow, yellow, said hi, and let's run a little spot with Kelsey and an in cut with Juju Smith, and like that's the offense. Like that's the depth of it. And then you see other offenses, and you're like, well, can the Chiefs do this? And it's like, I guess they could, but they don't even try. So that's where I get a little frustrated with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I understand. So we got the Giant defense, which has been awful the first 2 weeks. No, not awful. They played a somewhat good game against Washington. But, man, against the Cowboys, man, that was really rough.
Now, I will say, I mean, hey, that's CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens and Dak Prescott. There's nobody on the Chiefs that I would say it was like, oh, man, this is a really scary matchup for us. So I feel like that's a good advantage for him.
Well, let me say it this way.
Yeah.
Dexter Lawrence has got to play better.
Right.
He's got to, you got to at least push the pocket or be great in a run game. You got to give us something. I think the pass rush is pretty close to getting to be real.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty good against Dallas. Abdul Carter, and when I watched their game, man, it took forever. You watch it, it takes like 3 hours because the game.
Well, I think the Cowboys had like 80-something plays offensively.
Oh, yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But, you should be able to cover the Kansas City receivers. I think the Giants secondary is okay, just okay. I think I was expecting more. But Dexter Lawrence has got to be a thing. And the defensive front for the Giants has to really take over the game and do that and make it easier on the offense. Now, the offense, man, they got to have faith now, right? They got confidence after what they did. Russell Wilson threw many really, really good passes. And the thing that would be encouraging if you're a Giant fan is the fact that there were other people open too.
Right.
So, man, they were letting it go. And I really liked it. I hope they do the same thing against the Chiefs. Might be a little harder because the Chiefs are a little more complicated, a little more aggressive than the Dallas Cowboy defense is. But saying all that, before I give a quick pick, I was happy for the Cowboys in this part. Marty Schottenheimer's son won a football game as the head coach.
Yeah.
Brian Schottenheimer. I loved Marty Schottenheimer. He was a great coach, tough as hell on the players, but man, he just treated people the right way, his players the right way. Like when I did broadcast games with him, man, he was just whatever you need to know, he'd tell you.
Yeah.
He was awesome. And I think he said it or his son said it, son, I don't ever want you to go into coaching. Well, Dad, it's too late. He's a head coach. And I got to say this about Brian Schottenheimer. I like the way he conducts himself on the field.
Agree.
Yeah, you see the same. And, of course, that celebration in the locker room after the game was pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And, after all the smack that I was talking about Jerry Jones this offseason, hey, maybe he knows a thing or two, man. So, but yeah. All right. Now, hey, all right. Great. I appreciate it. We're going to talk about Brian Schottenheimer a lot this year, so I'm not worried about that.
All right.
Good deflection. Are you picking the Giants or not, Phil?
I'm picking the Giants. They're going to find a way. The crowd's going to be exciting. And I think the emotions, the desperation, 0-2 teams. But damn, the Giants got to be more desperate than the Kansas City Chiefs.
They absolutely have to be, and I don't want to see too much red in that this stadium either. All right, this is the Chiefs now. All right, now it's when the Cowboys come to town. All right, I get it. That's when the Cowboys just invade the stadium. But I don't want to see any Arrowhead red in that stadium.
I don't think you'll see much at all or any.
Good.
They're like going, we're 0-2. Why are we going to go to New York and watch that game? Okay, so
well, maybe they'll go to New York. They just won't go to the game. But because they're like, oh wait, it's in New Jersey. All right, so hey,
Giants.
He's got the Giants. So to clear it up, we both got the Vikings. We split with the Rams, Eagles. You took the Eagles. I took the Rams. Steelers, Patriots. We both took the Patriots. Chargers, Broncos. We both took the Chargers. Right. And then Giants, Chiefs. We're both taking the G-men. Wow. So that's what we got. Yep, you're in trouble. You picked alongside with me. So that means
that's right.
I'm taking you down. All right. So
sooner or later, as they always say, sooner or later, you got to get something right.
I guess so. Yeah. We'll see. I've been waiting a long time. So I'll keep waiting. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got
Good.
for today, FanDuel. Thank you so much for the odds, and keep up to date with the latest odds, because of course with the injury reports and all that kind of stuff, that stuff changes on a dime, quite literally. So FanDuel, thank you for the sponsorship of the show. This is Sims Complete, part of the Believe Network. We'll be back for our live broadcast following the 4:00 Sunday football games, right before football night in America, where you get to see that other guy who we're related to with his big head and his terrible haircut. But that's a whole nother discussion for another show. This is Sims Complete. We'll see you this Sunday. See you.
All right.